We'd better rest here for a spell.
Oh, Dan.
We can't afford to take any chances. We'll rest him for the night.
Do you know where we are?
Sullivan's Cave is just around the bend.
Why, eminently, Pa. Can we spend the night in the cave, please?
All right, Israel. You hold on to the reins. Come on, Becky. We can lighten the load a lot.
I beg your pardon.
Whoa. Come on, boy. Come on.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the ripidest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
Everything in the cave, Israel.
Gee, spending a whole night in the cave.
I hope to spend the whole night in an inn.
I didn't like the way the mare was limping. We're still 3 days from sailing. The cave's the only shelter around.
Oh, is she going to be all right?
Well, she picked up a stone. Her hoof's a little tender. I should be all right in the morning. I'll go shoot her some supper.
Pa! Hey, Pa, wait for me! Can I track your Pa, please?
Well, Israel, I think you better stay and help your mother.
Oh, Ma.
Oh, take him along. I can manage.
All right, Israel. Suppose you were tracking a wolf. A real wily one that lays false trails and doubles back on you. A real tricky critter. Now, the first thing you have to learn is not to let yourself be tricked.
Yes, Pa.
Before we start, why don't you give your mother a hand?
Your father's as wily as any wolf.
Oh, gee whiz. Thanks, Ma. Gee, thanks.
captured a great warrior. This is the man called Boone.
Then let's kill him.
No, no. Death comes as a slow journey to this man. Tie him up. Said to be a warrior of great strength. It'll be interesting to see how long it takes before you weaken and choke yourself to death. Come, let's start the game.
Boone, Boone. Boone.
Get out of here quick. Water. Water.
Get a fun
This long gun is now mine. How many red men have you killed with it?
It seemed not near enough.
Well, I'll kill a lot of white men with it.
You won't kill anybody until you get gunpowder.
You stay.
that knife like an old squaw cleaning fish.
But I can cut your throat.
Well, a good knife thrower can hit a moving target at 20 paces. I bet you can't even hit that tree over there, and it's standing still.
No? Next time it will be you.
Got my legs free. You keep going. Follow the river south. You'll come out near the cave. Wait along the bank, like I taught you, so you won't leave any tracks. Now go on.
No, Pa. I'm run out too. We gotta keep running, and I'm not gonna leave you.
Israel, do you hear me? Go.
Would you leave me?
Son, I meant for you to become a man. Seems to me you're rushing it a mite.
Those rocks up there. Maybe we can hide in them.
Yeah, it could be. Shape we're in, we're not going to be able to outrun them. Help me out. Help me up. Shawnee stretch my arms a foot.
We'd best travel.
I can't. Rawhide around my ankles. I don't think my feet will carry me another step. I have to get some sleep, Ezra. I have to. These rocks will hide us for the night. Besides, they can't do much tracking in the dark. By morning, they should be far enough away that we'll be able to make it back. For the night's sleep, we'll be able to make it. Now you get some rest too, Ezra.
Sure, Pa.
First time I've been able to outrun a pack of Shawnee.
Could we try to make it back to the cave?
I can't. They're still too close. Israel, if we can split them up, maybe we can pick them off one at a time. Come on, son. Going clear up on the top of those rocks and down the other side.
But where will you be?
I'm going to make some tracks and double back. I'll be waiting for you.
Hey, wish I could listen.
Ezra.
What are you gonna do with that?
Get us rid of a couple of Indians. We'll need your help.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to... No, it's too risky.
Ain't you the one that says risk nothing, gain nothing?
All right, son. I want you to stand out there till those two can see you. And when they do, run on past and hide behind that ledge.
Sure, Pa. They're coming, Pa.
Come on, son.
I gotta get my breath.
Are you sure you can find your way back to the cave?
Sure, Pa. But where will you be?
I'll be all right. I want you to climb up in that tree, and I want you to keep quiet until you're sure they've passed you by.
We've captured a prize as great as Boone himself. This is his son. He'll be raised as a Shawnee.
I will not. I won't become any old Shawnee.
Your father, where is he? No. He has much courage. He'll grow into a fine brave. Stay here, guard him. Ow!
Get this air out. I'll cut the head off, you yank the shaft out.
I'm sorry, Pa.
It only hurts worse when you pull it slow. Now stop messing around and yank it. All right.
It's lost to stop the bleeding. Indians are right behind us. Please, Pa! Ma! Help us, Ma! Hurry! Some Shawnee.
Becky, the rifle.
I'll get it. I couldn't get it. They're coming.
We've got to move further back in the cave. There may be another way out of here.
Which way, Dan?
I reckon it don't make much difference. At least it'll split them. This one. Down that passageway. I'll wait for him.
You can't. You can't.
I'll be all right, Becky. You better talk to Israel, just in case.
Long for they find us.
If you don't fight them, they won't harm you, Israel.
No, I'm not going to be raised in the old Shawnee. I'm not going to be taken.
Now, you listen to me. Whatever happens to your father and me, you stay alive.
I'm scared, Ma.
Well, they haven't got us yet. you're strong enough to travel.
I sure don't want to spend another night in that place.
I'm not sure I'll be able to hitch up the team.
I can do it, Pa.
Well, there's no need to worry about him. He'll do all right, Becky.
Get up. Come on. Back up. Back up. Back up. Come on. Come on.
Looks like he's done a fine job. I told you didn't have to worry, Becky.
All ready, Pa. I got a place for you to lay down back here, and the team's all fixed up.
Well, now, Israel, you've done a real good job.
Right back here. Pa, can I drive? I can handle the wagon. I'll be careful.
I don't think it's a good idea.
I'll be extra careful.
Well, I think it might be all right, Becky. But remember, you're carrying passengers slow and easy.
Slow and easy.
My horse has been stolen by Indians. I think they're still following me. Isn't there a settlement nearby? Can you hear me? I know. I've startled you. Coming up on you quickly in the night this way. Oh, but you won't hurt me. I know that. It's just that I'm lost and I wouldn't hurt you or your master. I'm lost and I'm very hungry and
It's me! Now open up before I kick the door down! Jody.
Dan? Who was it?
Jody.
Jody Brown? Well, what did he... What on earth?
Brought us a visitor.
Oh, bring her in here.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the ripidest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
Did she talk any?
No. She's not from these parts, though. Her dress is town bought. What's left of it, anyway?
The mystery to me is how Jody Brown happened to bring her here.
I wish I got a look at him.
You know, she isn't really hurt outside of some bruises. But I've never seen anyone so worn out.
Well, I guess I'd best go talk to Jody.
Can I go with you, Pop? It won't take me long to get dressed.
You stay right here. I don't suppose I can talk you out of it.
Now, Becky, I've got to find out what happened to her, where she came from.
I know. But Jody's more likely to set his dog on you than talk. Now, you could wait and let her tell you.
Well, there may be other people who need help. You know, Becky, it just don't make sense. A strange woman out here all by herself.
But why can't I go with you?
Because your ma said no, and she's right.
But I've never seen a hermit. Cincinnati says nobody's seen Jody Brown up close for years. Henry Carter says he looks like a wolf, fangs and all. He sleeps all day and sits up all night. And he lives on snake meat. And you know that he's as mean as a...
Israel!
Now, son, you know better than to carry gossip, and especially the kind Henry Carter puts out. Jody Brown does not have fangs, and I doubt very much if he has an appetite for snake meat. And the way he lives, well, that's his own choosing, and he's got a right to it.
I just wanted to look at him, that's all.
I understand, son. And I hope you will someday. I hope we all will. That's got to be Jody's decision.
What? Why do you suppose Jody Brown sleeps in that little hut and won't let anybody near him?
Oh, I think, dear, because he feels he can't face up to people.
Because he's so ugly?
No. He wasn't always the way he is now. As I recall, he was a fine-looking man.
What happened?
A Shawnee raiding party attacked his cabin and killed his wife. Jody wasn't home. Your pa told him that he couldn't have done anything to save her. But Jody wouldn't listen. So he crawled into that cabin and shut himself away from all of us. He didn't even take the arrows out of the walls or fix the gash in the roof they'd made. That was 3 years ago.
Jody! Jody Brown! Jody, it's Daniel Boone. I've got to talk to you.
What have you got to then, but make it fast?
Can't you temper this hound some?
Fast, I said.
Jody, you know I wouldn't come out here less than I had to. Now, what happened last night? Where did that woman come from?
I can't say.
Can't? Or won't?
Can't say because I don't know.
Well, you brought her to my cabin. Where did you find her?
I didn't find her. She just turned up.
Jody, you've shut yourself off out here, and whether I like it or not, I've got to respect it. You've hurt no one but yourself, up to now. Now, would you please tell me what happened?
She came out of the wood yonder. It was just before first light, it was. The hound set to hollering and woke me up. I sure didn't have any idea it was a woman. Said she was lost. And then she kept right on coming. Up to here. By the time I got outside, she passed out.
Did you see anyone else around? Was she alone?
Not as far as I know. I didn't look for anyone. I just carried her directly to your place. And that's all there was to it.
Well, how did she get that far without your hound jumping her?
I don't know. I can't make sense of it. The dog, he just... I don't know.
must be resting comfortably.
Did you see Jody, Pa?
Yeah, I did.
Well, what do you have to say?
Well, he told me all he knew. Which is much more than we already knew.
Well, I wouldn't plague her with questions, Dan, until she's stronger.
Oh, it's perfectly all right.
Oh, here, let me help you.
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's mighty nice seeing you look so chipper.
Oh, yes. I can imagine how chipper I look. Mr.
Boone. Daniel Boone.
Was it your cabin I came to last night, Mr. Boone?
Yes, eventually. But it's a long story, and Becky's right. You shouldn't do much talking for a while. Only thing I'd appreciate knowing was there anyone with you? Someone else who might be in trouble?
No, Mr. Boone. I was alone.
Daniel Boone! Daniel Boone!
Well, they're Creeks, aren't they?
I know one of them. He's the chief's eldest son. I'm going out there and talk to him. You keep an eye on the conversation.
Mom? What's wrong?
Not a thing, Israel. Set the table, please.
It is good to see Daniel Boone once again.
Well, Daniel Boone is honored that you think so. Tachi, how have you been?
Well, this braid is called Kaweta.
Welcome. Would you like to come inside for some hot food?
We cannot stay. We came only to return the horse to its owner.
I don't think offhand that I've ever seen this horse before.
3 days ago, we saw a woman riding on this horse. She was afraid of us and rode away fast. She was torn from the saddle by a tree branch. We tried to help, but she ran. We did not want you to think we had stolen the horse.
Oh, I would never have thought that. And I want to thank you for all the trouble you've gone to. Tachi, I thought most of the Braves are still on the winter hunt.
It is true. Kawita and I were called back from the hunt by my father.
Some kind of trouble?
The kind of trouble that comes when the young men are away. A wild beast has been attacking our village. 3 of our tribe have been killed.
What kind of beast?
So far, I've seen only his tracks. It is a cat of some sort, a large one. We will catch and kill him and then return to the hunt for food.
Well, Tachi, I've seen you track off enough to know that you don't need my help. If there's anything I can do, I'd be pleased.
Thank you.
Oh, come eat while it's hot.
Oh, is something wrong?
No, not a thing. Except my husband seems to have ended up with a horse.
Oh.
This look familiar?
Who brought it?
Creek Braves. They brought your horse, too.
Indians?
Did you ever run in with the Indians?
Oh, let the girl eat, both of you.
Let's all eat.
I've spent most of my life in the company of these 2 books. Meals included. The Bible and the New England Primer.
You're from New England?
Yes, Israel, Connecticut.
What's a primer?
Israel, not now.
No, it's all right. A primer, Israel, is the Bible of the classroom. I'm a school teacher by profession.
A school teacher. Well, the school teacher's what everybody in Boonesboro wishes for most.
Really?
Well, almost everybody.
Please. You're very kind people. All of you. I'm not used to such.
Beats me how anybody can be scared of Indians and not scared of Jody Brown's dog.
Of what?
We'll discuss it later.
I never hope to see this horse again. In all truth, Mr. Boone, I never even hoped to see the light of day. I've been spared, and I can't think why.
Well, you could have been spared a great deal of trouble if you hadn't run from the Indians. You must have been wandering in these woods for at least a couple of days.
But I still don't understand. I was told that Indians would kill me and steal what little I had.
Well, in time of war, they might. But we happen to be at peace with the Creeks. Of course, you had no way of knowing that.
Well, I should have. I can see now. I was wrong to believe the judgment of others. If we treat each other as if we were always at war, we might all wander in the woods forever. Oh, I'm sorry for the lecture. That's a bad habit of mine.
Faith, how'd you happen to be riding the Wilderness Trail all by yourself?
Well, I was part of a wagon caravan going to Virginia. But there was some trouble. Oh, it was just a misunderstanding, really. But they chose to think otherwise. Well, one of the men was kind enough to set me on the trail to Boonesboro. I hope perhaps I could make a place for myself.
Well, a lot of us here have done just that.
Mr. Boone.
Daniel.
Oh, thank you. Do you suppose someone in your settlement could use a good horse?
Well, there's always someone.
You mentioned Cincinnatus.
Yes, he's a friend of mine. I thought maybe I'd speak to him about a room for you, if you're sure you won't stay with us a while longer.
Oh, I'm sure. Perhaps when you go to the fort, you could see the horse gets a good master.
Let me see what I can do.
Oh, Mr. Boone. Daniel, when you mount him, be careful of his ribs. They're bruised, and he kicks if you dig your knee in too hard. Well, the men in the wagon caravan didn't understand that. They thought he was off his head. They were going to shoot him. They let me have him instead.
Well, it's lucky you know something about horses.
Well, I'd never been on one before in my life.
Well, then how did you...
Well, I just seemed to sense it. Oh, you fool. Now, why did you tell him that? The cat doth play, and after slay. Doth. It's just a different word for saying does. Well, go on, Israel. You're doing very well.
The dog will bite a thief at night. Miss Faith, was Jody Brown's dog asleep when you got there the other night?
No. But then I wasn't a thief, was I?
Israel, what comes after the letter D?
E. Cincinnati says he's a hermit, and Henry Carter says he sleeps all day and sits up all night. But Pa says I oughtn't to carry tales.
Well, your pa's right.
Israel, you're supposed to be showing Miss Faith how well you can read. Shorty knows what a busybody you are.
A boy with no curiosity makes a poor student. From what I can see, Israel is an excellent one. You're very lucky, Rebecca.
Thank you, Faith. Just wish you'd waited till the boy was out of the room to say that.
Oh, if you two ladies would like to talk, I'd be happy to leave.
Well, I haven't got a bell to ring, but school's out for the day, Israel.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
Yes, you're very lucky, Rebecca. This man, Jody Brown, I think I ought to go and tell him how grateful I am.
Jody's not the kind of man to accept someone's gratitude.
It must be lonely for him. Where does he live?
Faith, Dan's tried. Everyone's tried.
Yes, but I really think I should.
The cat had the mind of a human. I've hunted many cats, but never one that could see through brush as thick as that. The cat cannot be killed at close range, Father. Today I will journey to the fort and trade for rifles, then I will hunt him again.
You have not told your father everything. It's wise not to alarm the very old, but I am young enough to hear. Tell me, what else about the cat?
He is black.
As I thought.
But he is still only a cat. He can be killed like any other.
It may be that you are right. And how many black cats has Tachi ever hunted before? Or even seen before?
I have heard.
I have seen. We will hunt it together.
Mr. Brown!
Go away!
Can you tell me what's wrong? Are you sick? Are you hurt? Oh, you're burning hot as a stove. Got a room, I guess. Worse, maybe. I'll be back soon.
That's the woman old Jody Brown slung on Daniel Boone's doorstep.
Mr. Cincinnatus.
That's his place right there.
Oh,
My name's Henry Carter.
how do you do? Oh, yes, the Boones speak of you often.
That right.
My name is...
Somebody get a rifle.
Oh, he must have followed me in. Now go on back. Your master's sick and he shouldn't be left alone. Go on. Oh, all right. I won't be long. He won't hurt you. Now you sit right there and wait. Oh, Mr. Cincinnatus.
Now, don't tell me. Your faith whistled, right? Daniel said you wasn't coming in till tomorrow.
Oh, well, how do you do?
How do you know?
Do you have any snake root?
I beg your pardon.
Snake root. It's an herb.
Snake root. Well, now, take a look.
Oh, please do.
I couldn't interest you in just a plain mug of coffee, could I?
Oh, it isn't for me. Jody Brown's got a fever.
Jody Brown.
Yes, and while you're looking, I'll need some molasses and some India rum.
India rum, I could use a drop of that myself.
Can't be Jody's hound. Just a look-alike. Great suffering devils. She's gone and tamed that beast. Seen this sort of thing before. It's called animal magnetism. Ain't more than a dozen people in the whole world got it. But when they do, ain't a beast in creation can touch them.
It's all right, Mr. Brown.
Who are you?
I'm the woman you carried to the Boones that night. I came back to thank you for your kindness. Now, swallow this down.
Why?
Do you know what a virulent throat is?
If you don't get out of here,
A virulent throat is caused by a high fever, and you've got both. Now, swallow this down, then you can lie back. Go.
I'm not going to hell! That tastes awful!
Yes, I know. I wouldn't give you that if I could find anything better. This place looks like a battlefield. Dreadful things. Sit down.
Dad?
Creeks want to have a talk.
When?
They want to talk right now.
We ask favor of Daniel Boone. Without his help, we are in grave danger. Tachi has already told you of the great panther who walks in these woods.
He has. He is black. He is killed 4 times. I have not caught him. You will.
No! Daniel Boone, you must listen. Our chief, in his wisdom, has decreed that we make peace with the animal.
I don't quite understand.
The wild man who lives near the fort, Jody Brown, has made a great mistake. It has cost us 4 lives. But we wish peace. We ask Daniel Boone to talk to this man. Tell him that his wife did not die at the hand of the Creeks, but of the Shawnee.
But he knows that.
Then why does he bring a witch to this country to destroy our tribe with a devil cat? We have seen her enter his home. We have seen her talk to his wild dog as though it were a child. We have seen her clear the arrows from the wall. We ask you, in friendship, tell this man that we share his grief for his wife. Tell him that we wish him well, but tell him that he must send the witch and the devil cat to take revenge upon the Shawnee and trouble us no further.
I wish no quarrel with the council. But that woman is not a witch. And that cat is not a devil. We should all hunt him together. That is my answer.
Daniel Boone has listened. We have listened. The council is over.
Perhaps all this will seem foolish by daylight. I hope so.
You again.
Me again? You've been a very sick man, Mr. Brown. It's a wonder to me you survived such a fever. Thank the Lord, it broke last night. You've been resting easy all the morning.
You had no call to come here.
Well, that may be true, but I did. I couldn't leave you to die here.
It would have been a blessing.
Now that is a sinful thing to say, Jody Brown.
For a little old slip of a woman, you talk mighty loud.
Well, temper's a good sign. You're getting back your strength. Oh, dear.
Woman wasn't born that could make a fire burn proper.
Man wasn't born that couldn't. The trouble with this fire is the only one that's at least trying to make it burn is a woman.
No fire, drawer, right? Listen, it has 3 good logs.
Oh, I'll try to remember that, Mr. Brown. Cincinnatus and Daniel and any number of your friends have asked about you. I'm sure you know they want you to come back to them.
Don't you sermonize, and don't you feel sorry for me?
Oh, I don't. I envy you. Your people want you. You belong somewhere. You have a place to go. I was cast out of my home, my town. There was a petition.
I don't want to hear about it.
But there's nobody else I can talk to who would understand. The petition said, blighted, profane, unblessed, born evil. All because I have a way with animals. There was a fox in my town and a horse in the wagon caravan and now your dog. Suddenly people that had known me declared that I was unfit to teach little children. Well, I don't know why animals don't hurt me. I just wish I had that kind of a way with people. Oh, I have no right to bore you with my troubles. Well, now that you can do for yourself, I'll let you be.
You won't be coming back again, will you? What's your name?
Faith. God bless you. Goodbye.
If I live to be 109, I'll never forget the way she made that animal mine. Now, I have personally seen that dog chase a grizzly bear halfway back to Florida. And that was when he was a pup. Cincinnatus, am I lying?
Oh, I've never heard you tell a lie before, Henry.
Should say not.
And the reason for that is that when that tongue of yours starts working, these ears of mine stop.
Dan, I hear tell you been out tracking that there panther.
Well, tell me, Henry, did I get him?
Got you.
Ran a little low on shot.
Never knowed you'd do that for, Daniel.
Well, he's not an easy target, but he's slowing down a little bit. I think he's getting careless backtracking. How's Faith getting along?
Faith? Well, ain't she still out to your place?
How many rifles did Tachi trade for?
Oh, just 2. Daniel, you don't think them engines...
I don't want to.
Well, she could still be up at Jody Brown's. You know, he could have took worse or something.
Let's hope she is. In the meantime, you better keep all this to yourself. I'll be back one way or another.
While she stays within the circle, she has no power over her own devil cat. If the cat comes upon her, it will kill her. We must go to higher ground and wait.
Has something happened to that woman?
I'm not sure.
Hardly be out looking dark at night unless...
Thank you, Jody.
Daniel! Well, you ought to talk to me. Tell me something. Well, she tended me when I was sick to death. It's the least I could... Has something happened to Faith?
I don't know.
But you suspect or you wouldn't be out looking. What do you suspect?
All right, Jody, I think maybe you ought to know. Maybe the Creeks carried her off to their camp. They think that she's a witch. They also think you brought her here for revenge.
You mean for...
There's a black cat around here killing their people right and left. They think she has some kind of power over it.
Why? Why would they think that?
Because they saw her with your dog. I'll let you know, Jody.
She is not here.
What's going on?
They are praying.
I know that, but what for?
They are praying that the medicine of the witch will destroy itself. They can do nothing but pray. They must not watch. Only the medicine man and the chief.
And why not the chief's son?
Because I believe, as you do, that she is no witch. They have staked her in the clearing where Kaweto was killed, and they are hiding in the brush, watching to see if the cat will come to her rescue.
And if he doesn't?
They will burn her when daylight comes.
You're just going to stand here and let it happen?
I am not the chief, and I cannot kill the cat.
No, I suppose you can't. Not if you've talked yourself into believing that you can't. Tachi, will you show me where the clearing is? Never mind, I'll find it for myself.
You will stay here.
I thought you said you didn't believe that she was a witch.
But I believe that if you stake out live bait, a panther will come down to take it, then it will be close enough to kill. My people must be free of this panther.
If your people do it this way, they'll only be safe until the next time your village is threatened. I'm going to go now, Tachi, and if you figure on pulling that trigger, I'd appreciate it if you'd make it a clean shot. You used to be a fine hunter.
Boone? Follow me. All of you.
They're right. Perhaps everyone was... Oh, come on then. Once and for all.
Where's your rifle?
that. Second time in 3 years that I've been away from that cabin, and I clean forgot my rifle.
It took a lot of killing.
But he died like any other cat. And the woman lives. Does she not? I have eyes.
Why?
Listen, this here bill and throat, it feels a sight better. Quit staring at me. That goes for everybody. Cassius is gonna faint.
No, I'm not.
Did you really have a council meeting with that old chief?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that Henry Carter says he's more than 500 years old? And he hasn't said a thing for more than 200 years.
Well, now, you know that's not exactly true. Matter of fact, he said something yesterday.
What did he say?
Well, he said something about public spankings for Henry Carter and all the other gossips in Kentucky. Wasn't so much what he said, but the devilish way he said it.
Oh, if you don't mind, I'll sit just a few more minutes. The fire's so cheerful.
Well, anytime you're ready, I'll be glad to. Jody.
Daniel. Rebecca. Evening, Miss Faith.
Jody, I don't know whether you remember my boy Israel. Israel?
I was just passing by, and it occurred to me that Miss Faith might be here and might be wanting someone to walk her back to the settlement.
Oh, well, it occurred to you just right, Mr. Brown. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Well, young man, is that what you thought a hermit would look like?
No. You know, but then Jody Brown's really not a hermit, because hermits don't go walking around with school teachers.
No, it's expressly against the Hermit's Book of Regulations.
Gideon! Hey, you old house! How have you
Tom again, how are things in the North Country?
Oh, not too bad, not too... Say, are you still pretty good with that old thing?
Oh, fair.
Say, that's not too bad for a mountain man, but watch this.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer, truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippenest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer, truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
Now, I'm right sorry, Daniel. I thought you was Injun.
Besides, I met this fellow over to the Cumberland the other day, and he figured I belonged up a tree, so I thought I'd try one out.
Well, I wish you'd have tried it on him instead of me.
Well, I aimed to. I truly did. But before I could get around to it, something came over me, and I kicked him smack in the crick. All right, boy, you can come on down now and stop your sulking. I got a surprise for you. Come on, come on. There we go. Oh, yes, sir.
Well, now, don't tell me that's little Daniel.
Sure he is. Oh, will you just look at that growl face. Dear me, ain't he riled?
Ain't no use making up to me if you're gonna put me in a tree every time there's a mite of trouble.
Oh, ain't he a caution? You see, he figured to whoop himself a few Injuns with an axe I gave him, but I wouldn't let him. Where's your manners, boy?
Howdy. I'm real pleased to meet you.
Likewise, little Daniel.
See, I told you I had a surprise for you. This here's Daniel Boone.
It is?
Sure, the man you were named for in the flesh.
You ain't anywhere near 9 feet tall.
It's getting a bit chilly. Better get a fire going.
Little Daniel, I used to be 9 feet tall a while back, but that was before your pappy lit on my head and squashed me down a little bit.
You're almost as bad as he is.
Hey, none of your sass now, boy. Come on, let's go out here and chop us some more wood. And you stay where I can hear you.
You keep pretty tight rein on him, don't you, Gideon? What is he, about 10 now?
Well, I got no choice. What with him wearing such an unusual pelt. You see, we had a little set-to with some Injuns about a week back. And, well, they was plumb wild to get a hold of little Daniel. Reckon maybe they figured to work him over some to see if his color'd come off. Then trade him off summers. Ain't nothing gonna happen to that boy, Daniel. He's all I got.
Jenny?
Fever took her. Be a year come Christmas.
I'm real sorry to hear that, Gideon.
Oh, weren't nothing nobody could do. Gets cold up there, Daniel. Colder than she could get used to, being from Virginia and all. I guess you gotta be born into that Canada weather like me to keep real happy in it. But she'd just keep looking up at me and laugh. With her teeth a-chatter and saying how she was a sight better off being free and freezing than being nice and warm in them slave quarters she run off from.
She left you a mighty fine-looking boy.
Got her eyes and her spunk. I reckon he'll make out all right.
Is this enough wood, Pa?
Yeah, that'll do fine for a start.
You can handle an axe real well, little Daniel.
It wasn't nothing.
He's uncommon handy with them traps, too. I've been teaching him since he was a tyke. But what about you, Hoss? How's Israel and Rebecca?
Oh, they're fine. They'd be pleased to see you two. Unless you have other plans. But you still haven't told me what you're doing so far from home.
Well, truth be told, we was coming to see you. See, them lobster-backed fur companies have been trapping our land terrible thin. Tell them what we found the last time we checked our traps up home.
You mean that beaver in the red coat and three-cornered hat while off with us a pinch of snuff?
That's the one.
What about him?
You two fellas been talking to each other too long. You better hurry on in to Boonesboro with me.
Go get the pack and get some victuals out of them. We'll have some dinner, huh? See, you know, I got a real hankering for some clean territory. In fact, if you was interested, I had a notion you and me could start some new.
Well, I'd like that fine, Gideon. You know, I've been doing some mapping for the government. Now, I don't know whether you're going to believe this or not, but I found some places where you need a broom to sweep the beaver out of your path.
You recollect the winter for that first rendezvous? Why, you and me weren't much older than this here youngin'. You should have seen it, boy. There was so many beaver that the Cherokee was giving us trade goods to cart 'em off. They didn't hardly have a place to lay their heads before we'd helped 'em out. Why, they were plumb grateful.
I surely do wish I could have seen it.
So do I, boy.
Even so, Hoss, you got to admit it was pretty good in them days.
Still is. Still a lot of good trapping country left. Clean as man could want.
I tell you what we'll do. We'll come on into Boonesboro as soon as we collect our traps. Shouldn't take us more than a day.
See, I've got a notion. Little Daniel, why don't you come on in with me, and that way you'd get a chance to get acquainted with Israel.
Can I, Pa?
Well,
Never mind, Gideon, it's just an idea.
oh, no offense, Daniel, but this is Indian country.
Aw, please.
I won't let him out of my sight.
Sure you can go, boy. Well, your pa's got no more sense than a pea hen. Well, I recollect the time I took little Israel out of fishing when he weren't no more than 5 or 6. We must have been gone a couple of days. And you not turning a hair.
Well, I knew as safe with you as he was with me.
Of course he was.
You mean I can go?
Sure you can go, boy, but that's not until morning. Now we got a guest for dinner, and we're going to need some more wood for the fire. So, come on. Go get us some more wood. And don't you forget what I told you. I apologize for all my foolishness, Hoss. Ain't nobody I'd trust him with as much as you. It's just...
I understand, Gideon.
I spend half my time teaching him to be a man in the woods and the other half acting like he's made out of duck's eggs. You gotta understand how it was with Jenny and me. She was... well... it's like when you're coming through the woods, all hot and hungry and plumb wore out. And all of a sudden you break into a clearing and there's a river rushing down from the mountain, all clean and sweet and wild. Kind of makes you want to bust out laughing. Or maybe crying. You know what I mean? Well, Jenny was like that. Like that river. And little Daniel, well, he's all there's left of Jenny and me. And if ever anything was to happen to him,
Shoot only the man.
You stay right here.
Where is he? Where is he, Daniel? Where is he? Where is he, boy?
Winnebagos. 3 of them.
Well, did they kill him? Where is he?
Chummy. Took little Daniel.
Dear sweet Lord above. Get in, wait. Wait! I trusted you, Boone. I trusted you with my... Ain't no time for that now. I got to find my boy. Gideon! Leave me be, Daniel. I got to find my son.
I'm coming with you.
You sure you want to come with me, Hoss? Because if I find them Indians, and if they've hurt my son, maybe you want to be a good far piece away from me. Just one little bitty finger of light, boy. And I'm on them tracks again. You just hang on.
Maybe we can keep moving tonight.
I don't know how I missed it before.
How you missed what?
You gone plumb soft in your head these last 5 years, Hoss. It's dark out there. It's black as the back of my hand. Unless you soft-headed folks can see tracks at night.
Why would two renegade braves want Little Donald? What was it you said? Or do you want to stand there hating me and feeling sorry for yourself? Or do you want to find him? Go ahead. What good would that do? Well,
they got no place of their own. Most likely they aim to take him to the nearest big village and trade him off for guns or a squaw or whatever they fancy they can get for him.
Well, we don't need light to find the nearest big village.
Not if we knew where it was at.
Due north. The same way they've been heading all day.
Where is he? Where's my boy?
We tied him up last night.
Taught him real good, all right. Trussed him up like a turkey, and he's all free as a bird. And quiet as a mountain cat. He's got his maw's blood in him, all right. Won't be more than a mighty bit of trouble to find him, don't you figure?
Most likely he's not too far away.
They took my boy.
They didn't hurt him.
All right, get. I said get! I'm just itching to cut somebody's head clean off!
Gideon.
You just keep planting them feet in a nice soft ground, boy, and your paw's gonna be right along. What is that, rapids?
They're falls.
It was too dark looking, black boy. Dead. In big white water. I gave him your name, and you killed him. I'm gonna kill you, Boone! I'm gonna take your body and I'm gonna pitch it over them falls so you can take care of my son.
Gideon, wait.
Gideon,
You can't help him. The rocks.
you best stay away from me, Boone. I don't want to kill you. And I ain't right sure I can stop myself next time.
Rocks.
I said you ain't following me no more! something left, don't you, horse? Israel Boone, just look at you. Why, you're nigh as big as your paw. Say, where is that old polecat anyway? I ain't seen him in nigh on to 5 years. Surely does smell pretty.
It'll be ready in a minute. Maybe Dad will be here in time to eat with us. Oh, he'll be so happy to see you again.
Where is that old horse, anyways?
He's on a mapping trip. I expected him back yesterday, so he might come walking through that door any minute now. Yet again, you may end up eating his breakfast, too.
Well, I can't say that I'd mind that too much. Matter of fact, I was lying out there in the woods come first light. Lying there with my eyes closed, just thinking about how I'm going to reach into my pack and get me a piece of that appetizing jerky I've been carrying with me for about 1,000 miles. When all of a sudden, a couple of bobcats come strolling right into my camp. I bet you can't guess what them varmints did.
What?
Well, they marched right up to my pack, took themselves a healthy sniff of my victuals, then they turned and looked at each other. Shook their heads. Then they both looked back at me and kind of looked sorrowful. And I'll be dead burned if they didn't tear out of there holding their noses.
I hope you brought some of that jerky along with you.
What for?
Well, sounds to me like a mighty good thing to have around the house. Scare off wild animals.
Now, why didn't I think of that first? I bet I could have made myself rich, selling it around to the settlement and all. Step right up, ladies and gents. Get yourself a mite of old Gideon's putrefying jerky. Hang it in your windows, guaranteed to scare off bears, wolves, mountain lions, and hostile Indians. Oh, not to mention pesky neighbors. You know it's your ma's fault if I don't get rich.
How come?
'Cause it was just about then that I smelled her cooking your breakfast, and I'd run 10 miles in 20 minutes before I remember that jerky.
Why, Gideon, Ma just started breakfast.
That a fact? Reckon maybe it was her just thinking about cooking breakfast I smelled.
Oh, Israel, you know you can't get the last word in with Gideon around. Go get dressed.
You won't go away, will you?
I'm going to stick to you like a tick, boy. Don't you fret. He's growing up real nice.
Thank you, Gideon. How's your family?
Oh, good, real good. Wish you could see him.
Oh, I wish I could, too. You know, Dan and I talk often about how wonderful it would be if you could bring them down here to live.
Well, we'd like that, you know, Rebecca. Especially Jenny. But it wouldn't be too safe, not with Kentucky being right on top of Virginia and all. Me and little Daniel, we got papers of the government of Canada saying that we're freeborn subjects of the king. But with Jenny, it'd be a right chancy thing.
Suppose you're right. Tell me, how is little Daniel?
Well, he's a lot like Israel, I reckon. Growing up straight and clean and full of nonsense. In fact, if you was to paint him a little bit here and a little bit there, it'd be right hard to tell the difference between them.
Little Daniel! Little Daniel!
Gideon, is something wrong? Gideon?
Truth be told, Rebecca, I've been living so long on deer meat and river water that this here plate of gorgeous food you got has got me a little bit giddy.
Do you think you should lie down?
Oh, no, I'm fine, truly.
Israel, are you finished?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I think you'd better hurry and do your chores around here. It's about time for you to go.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Gideon. That's very nice.
He can't hear us, can he?
No.
Oh, good, because I don't want him to get all head up without you say it's all right.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Well, I was just funning you about not seeing Daniel. I brought little Daniel down here with me, and we met up with Daniel out on the trail a couple of days ago. So we got to talking, and we figured how nice it would be if we could get the young'uns together for a couple of days of hunting with their papas. So I left little Daniel with big Daniel, and I came on in here to fetch Israel. Of course, Daniel wanted me to ask you if it's all right.
Of course, Israel would love it. I just can't understand why Dan didn't come in himself.
Weren't finished with his mapping. Likeliest thing for me to seem to be to come by myself. Well, what do you say?
Dan did say it was important to get those maps delivered on time. Yes, of course, if Dan wants it. But not until he finishes work for Mr. Hawkins.
Who is this Mr. Hawkins?
The blacksmith. Israel promised to do a month of morning chores for him in exchange for a hunting knife.
Now, Rebecca, surely Mr. Hawkins will excuse the boy for a couple of days.
Well, he might, but I won't. And this is his last morning of work. A bargain's a bargain.
You mamas are all the same.
And so are you papas.
So there I was, lying flat on my back with this here great jumping bear looking down on me, and my powder was all gone.
Then what?
Well then, this here great bear, he says, "Get it? Ain't no call for you to act so ornery. Why, I was just going to ask you to scratch my back. It itches something fierce."
Gideon,
What's
do you
that?
suppose you could teach me to tell lies like you?
Lies? Why, Israel Boone, as big as you are, boy, I'm going to swat you a good one. Now go on to work. Go on. See you at the gate at noon.
And that'll be all, huh? All right, that's 1 and 38.
Put it on the bill.
Oh, Gideon!
Cincinnati.
Good to see you.
Where you been, boy?
Where have I been? Oh, come on now, you ain't changed one bit, have you? Oh, Dobbs, this is Gideon.
Oh, what's the matter, Dobbs? Ain't you ever seen a black trapper before?
Well, well, no, can't say as ever have.
The North Woods is full of them. Count of the canamoose meat.
Canamoose?
Oh, yeah. Tastiest victuals you ever ate. The only problem is it turns you black. In fact, they told me if I don't quit eating on this stuff that I'm going to die looking like a regular pot bottom.
Is that so?
Yeah. You remember me about 5 years ago, Cincinnati?
Oh, surely do, yes, sir. Why, you were just as white as this here sack of flour. White.
Yeah. Canamoose done it.
Do tell. Canamoose, huh?
Yeah.
Gideon, you shouldn't have done that. Why? See, you look plumb tuckered out.
I am a mite tired. I've been traveling a good piece.
Well, come on over here. I got something just to fix you up, and I'll tell you, it'll be on the house. It's so good to have you come back again, Gideon. Now, I'll join you.
Did you ever steal something from a friend, Cincinnati?
Can't say as I have. Why?
What if that friend steals something from you?
Wouldn't say he was much of a friend if he did. Now listen, I can't tell what you're talking about unless you tell me what you're talking about. Get in.
Just take this thing out of my head. Little Daniel screaming and falling and screaming, breaking his body on them rocks. Never mind. It's fair, ain't it? Ain't it fair? His boy for mine. Even trade eye for an eye. Ain't it fair?
To keep yourself good and warm. Understand? Yes, ma'am. And if your feet get wet, there's some dry socks in your pack. And I want you to be a very, very good boy and mind Gideon and don't give him any trouble. And when you see your pa, give him my love.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on, Israel. Let's get. Your pa's are waiting.
Take good care of him, Gideon.
Don't you worry, Rebecca. I'll see to him just like Daniel would see to my boy.
Becky.
Dan.
Open up.
Oh, Dan, I'm so glad. What happened? Is that Gideon's boy?
That's little Donald. He's all worn out.
Well, where is... Oh, Dan, you're hurt.
It's just a scratch, Becky.
I don't understand. I thought...
Where's Israel?
He went to meet you.
With Gideon?
Of course. You sent him to fetch Israel, didn't you?
Just a misunderstanding about where we're to meet. He didn't happen to say where they were going.
No, he didn't. Dan, there's something wrong, isn't there?
Well, you know Gideon, Becky. It's just one of his jokes. I'll have everything straightened out and have Israel back before you know it.
I'll get dressed and go with you.
Oh, you just slow me down. Look after little Donald. He's going to need some training. And we'll start right now. Everything's going to be all right, Becky. Now go on.
Just testing you.
What?
Well, a man in the woods has got to sleep real light. Now, what if I was an Indian or a bear and you sleeping that hard?
Well, I Guess I'd scratch your back, and you'd say thank you and go on about your business.
You're a caution, you are. Why, you're nigh as sassy as...
Something wrong?
No, I'm all right. I'm just thinking on some little never-mind thing.
Ma says if you wake up and you got scary things in your head, take 3 deep breaths and they'll all go away.
Your ma's a right smart woman. Let's give her a try, huh? She was right. You know, my head's almost as empty as my belly.
Want me to fix something? Pa showed me how quite a few times.
That would be real fine. But make sure you make enough for everybody now. Hey, everybody, hurry on up. Joe, Pete, Sam, hurry up. Israel's making breakfast.
Maybe I should make some extra. Ain't Pa and little Dad going to be here soon?
Well, I got to tell you about that, boy. But first, let's get the victuals going and then make enough for you and me.
Tell me about what?
It's a little secret. Come on, little surprise. Let's get going. Good, real good, Israel. Israel, real good.
Gideon?
Come on now, eat up.
What was that surprise you were going to tell me? We going to meet Pa someplace else?
Well, you see, your pa and little Daniel, they were here last night.
Right here where we are now?
See, I told you were sleeping too hard.
But where are they now? Why didn't he wake me up?
I'm coming to that. But eat up. Well, you see, your pa and me got to talking. And we figured how 'twixt us, that is your pa and me, well, we know just about everything there is to know about being out here in the wilderness. Then we struck upon this real fine idea.
What?
Well, we figured that the best way for you to learn what he don't know, and for little Daniel to learn what I don't know, is for us to swap boys for a couple of days. And see, when we're done, well, you two young'uns will be just about the smartest there is.
Oh, mean we might meet them tonight, or maybe tomorrow?
Oh, ain't no use in being particular about a day or two here and there, or a week, or maybe a month or two.
I guess not. If you and Pa say so.
You know, I'm going to tell you a secret, Israel, even though your pa told me not to. You know what he told me last night? Gideon, he says, I don't want you to tell Israel, because I don't want him to get a swelled head, but I'm mighty proud of that boy. Getting on to be a man. Ready to break loose from book learning and female apron strings and such.
Pa said that?
Surely did.
You know, he's got a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
Well, you eat up, son, and I'll show you. We got to move fast and light in the woods, boy. Come on, let's get.
But Gideon!
What you want?
Well, I thought maybe we could... We're still not very far from Boonesboro, are we?
Not near far enough. Why?
Well, I thought I'd have something very important.
What was it?
Well, my mom made me this new shirt last week, and I thought if we're going to be gone maybe a month or so, she'll feel real bad if I leave it.
You homesick already, boy? Feels like your pa was wrong about you.
Never you mind. She'll probably get over it.
Let's go.
Bear Falls. Pa says...
What does your pa say?
He says not to go near it. It's too dangerous.
Funny, he never told me that. Oh, my boy.
What did I do, Gideon? What's wrong?
An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. That's right, ain't it? Ain't it? No good at all. You got to be out of your mind. Stealing children. You want Daniel? There's only one way to get him back, and Jenny too. Only one way. Listen to me, Israel. You think you can make it home from here?
All by myself?
Can you make it?
I think so.
Then you tell your pa. Tell him I'm sorry, and... Oh, never mind. Makes no difference no more. Goodbye, boy. Goodbye. Where's Gideon?
By the falls.
Falls? I know you're tired, son, but we've got to go back there. Can you do it?
If you say so.
We're going to have to hurry. Gideon's in trouble.
There's nothing in this world I ain't done that I want to do. The sweet smell of pine smoke in my cabin. In the snow. Had me the most loving woman in the whole world. Snuggled in the crook of my arm. Rocking the cradle I fixed myself. Singing to the child. I can't see how I'd want much anything else.
You're lying to me. No, he's alive.
No, you're lying to me. Ah! Leave me be. Ah! Leave me be. Leave me be. just been looking around, boy. Say, how would you like to live in these here parts?
Might not be bad.
Israel, I want you to meet Little Down.
Howdy. Howdy. I heard about you. Same here. I heard you go to school. Now and then. You? Oh, some. Mostly hunting bears and such. You get much bears in these parts? Well, you know, we had a bear here that must have been about 10 feet tall. You should have seen him. He was so fierce, and I just walked right up.
I know you're skulking out there in the dark. Why didn't you just walk in on your hind legs like a man?
I didn't want anyone to follow me here from Boonesboro.
Well, that's admirable. But anyone not welcome would have been dead before he got 2 paces past my first sentry. And now, the information that you promised me?
What about my $100?
Well, you get it. If what you tell me is worth it.
How do I know you'll pay?
I guess you'll just have to trust me.
But I...
No buts, Mr. Fargo.
It's just that I've never done anything like this before. If it weren't that my sister was a bonded servant,
Your personal problems bore me, Mr. Fargo.
Well, I'll tell you this much. It's a shipment of arms and ammunition.
How big a shipment?
A full wagon load.
And where and when?
Look, you said if it was worth it. Well, you can see it is.
Not until I know I can get my hands on it.
Daniel Boone and his Indian friend are on their way to Salem Station to take delivery.
Just the 2 of them?
As far as I know.
They can't be so stupid as to try to transport such a valuable prize without protection. Corbin! Looty! Mr. Amos Fargo will be our guest for a while.
Mr. Decker, I gave you the information you wanted. Give me my money and just leave me alone.
I just naturally don't trust you, Mr. Fargo. But when I get my hands on that cargo, you'll get your 30 pieces of silver.
30 pieces?
It's the established price for selling out a friend.
Daniel Boone, what a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. From the coonskin cap on the top of old Dan to the heel of his rawhide shoe, the rippenest, roaringest, fightingest man the frontier ever knew. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, with an eye like an eagle and as tall as a mountain was he. Oh, Daniel Boone was a man, yes, a big man, and he fought for America to make all Americans free. Daniel Boone was a doer, what a dream comer truer was he. Daniel Boone, Daniel Boone.
Well, you've got 2 cracked spokes in that wheel, mister. I could wrap them with rawhide so they'd last a while, but if I were you, I'd get new spokes put in.
Well, how long would that take?
Well, they've got to be made. I'd say 3-4 days.
That's utterly out of the question.
Now, Martha, I'm sure this young man knows his business.
He doesn't know ours. We can't spare the time.
That's up to you, ma'am. But I sure wouldn't start out over the wilderness road with a wheel like this. One good bump and...
Just wrap the wheel, young man.
Yes, ma'am.
Andrew.
Daniel Boone.
Been quite a spell. You remember Mingo?
Sure. But what you 2 doing in Salem Station?
Oh, not much. We Just here. Anybody been asking for us?
Not around here, Dan'l.
Young man, we're in a hurry.
Dan'l, no one knows the road to Boonesboro better than you. So would you tell this lady that wrapping those folks won't be good enough?
Ma'am, if I were you, I'd take Andrew's word for it and get that wheel fixed proper.
I didn't ask for your advice.
No, ma'am, you didn't.
Pardon me, Mr. Boone.
Yes, miss?
My name is Susan Fargo. I'm on my way to Boonesboro to join my brother.
Well, that'd be Amos Fargo. He's talked about you.
He has?
Well, hardly anything else. He's told me about trying to get money to...
Oh, it's all right. I'm not an indentured servant any longer. Poor Amos. He scrimped and saved for so long to set me free, and now my master has just died, and in his will he gave me my freedom.
Then Amos doesn't know you're coming?
No, I want it to be a surprise.
Well, that certainly will be a surprise to him.
It's a long way to Boonesboro.
Well, I'm traveling with the Wymans. According to his will, they're to see that I reach Boonesboro safely.
Young man, are you just going to stand there gaping all day?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Boone, how soon will you be returning to Boonesboro?
I don't know, ma'am. Why?
Perhaps we could strike a bargain. I might be willing to pay you to guide us and see to it we get there safely.
I'm sorry, I'm not for hire.
Oh, I'll make it worth your while. I'll pay you $15 for your trouble.
Yes, well, I must be getting back to the tavern, ladies.
Well, I couldn't do that. Not this time. We'll look forward to seeing you back in Boonesboro.
I don't wish to haggle, Mr. Boone. I'll make it 25.
I'm sorry. Andrew, if anybody's looking for me, I'll be in the tavern.
You are a greedy man, Mr. Boone. All right, I'll make it 35.
I still think you ought to get that wheel fixed.
Savages and peasants. I can abide neither. Such impertinence.
But it appeared to me that he was just thinking of our safety,
Oh,
Martha.
you're always such a fool about people. Young man, can't you hurry up with that wheel?
Well, Donald.
Great deal, Daniel. Thanks a lot.
It's been almost a year, hasn't it?
Sure has, and don't you ever do that to me again.
Yeah, the months go by so fast you can't tell what's going to happen. There's a table in the back room. I'll bring the ale.
Don't forget the food. Oh, it's still warm.
Sit over here, Daniel. There you are. I reckon you're here about that shipment of arms and ammunition.
Apparently there aren't any secrets in these parts either.
Well, don't fret about it. I'm the only one in town who knew it was coming, because I knew you was coming, too. That shipment's due today.
Well, Nathan, since you're so well informed, maybe you can tell us whether or not we're going to have a military escort.
Well, you can call it military if you like. Just going to be a bunch of farmers with uniforms about as makeshift as their training.
How many?
Well, there was 8 enlisted men under command of Captain Harper.
Harper. After eating jerky for 3 days, I'd almost forgotten what food tastes like. You're a disgrace to the American Indian, Mango. Your ancestors used to live for weeks at a time on nothing but jerky.
Yes, well, only half my ancestors. The other half were very partial to good roast beef and cheese and ale.
See, you are feeling better.
If I could get a night's sleep, I'd almost feel human.
You better get it right now. If that shipment gets here, we're going to have to start back right away.
In that case, I'm going to pray that it doesn't arrive until noon tomorrow.
Captain Harper, he's here.
Never before have my prayers gone unanswered so quickly.
Cheer up, Mingo. You can sleep in the back of the wagon.
Yes, and a nice downy bed of muskets and rifles.
Captain Harper, is Daniel Boone.
Mr. Boone, glad you could make it. Captain? Perhaps we better discuss our business outside.
I think it'd be more private in here.
He may understand English.
Oh, I do, Captain. As a matter of fact, I like to think that I speak it fairly well.
Captain Harper, my good friend Mingo.
Well, you certainly look like an Indian.
For good reason. I'm half Cherokee.
Raised and educated in London. Sit down.
Won't you join us in an ale, Captain?
I'd love to. It's been a long and dusty ride. Mr. Boone, how many men do you have with you, sir?
Well, Mingo is my entire command, Captain.
You mean the two of you are going to try to get this shipment of arms through by yourselves?
Well, we sort of figured on a little help from you.
Well, I was told to deliver the wagon here, and that's all. My men are most anxious to return to the farms. As a matter of fact, so am I.
Captain, is there anything in your orders that specifically forbids you to escort the wagon all the way to Boonesboro?
Well, no, not specifically. But you must understand, my men are farmers, not soldiers.
Captain, with the British giving rifles to the Indians, the lives of all the settlers on the frontier may well hinge on our getting this wagon through.
We all have a stake in the frontier. Very well, gentlemen. You have yourselves an escort.
I'll drink to that.
To a safe and peaceful journey. Mount up, boys. We're ready, Mr. Boone. I'd like to ride out of here quietly while folks around here are still asleep.
Right.
I hope they're not rushing on my account. I won't be awake for at least another hour.
Get up there! Take a look up there.
Oh, no. Stubbornness and stupidity of blood brothers.
Never mind your ancient Indian proverbs.
The last thing in the world we need is excess baggage, and particularly that female. Now, Daniel, you did your level best to warn them to get the wheel fixed properly. I suggest we just close our eyes and go peacefully on our way.
You wouldn't do a thing like that, would you, Mingo?
I'm sorely tempted.
At last! Somebody's coming. Come on, John, get our things together. Hurry up.
Why, I declare it's Mr. Boone. It's Mr. Boone.
Miss Fargo?
Hello. Mr. Boone,
Hello, Miss Fargo.
I hope you can help us. We seem to have lost a wheel.
Well, it's about time you came along. That friend of yours is going to get a piece of my mind, Mr. Boone. The first little jostle and the whole wheel falls apart.
Ma'am, if I recall, he tried to warn you.
Getting us stranded out here in this wilderness, 2 women, and a poor excuse for a man. Heaven knows what could have happened to us. Well, don't just stand there. Help us load our things into your wagon.
We seem to be causing you a great deal of trouble, Mr. Boone.
Oh, it's not your fault,
Come along,
Miss Fargo.
Mr. Boone. Do you think this could be some kind of a trap?
No, I don't think so, Captain. We saw them in town yesterday, and we know they're en route to Boonesboro, too.
Well, I certainly don't like the idea of them riding along with us. It's bound to slow us down. We've got enough on our hands with that cargo.
Well, I don't like it either, but we can't move this wagon until we get that wheel fixed, and we can't leave them out here, no telling when another wagon will come along.
Very well, Mr. Boone. It's your decision.
I figure we'll unload this, and we'll get that wheel off, and we'll
It's
be
all
on our
because
way.
of your greed, Mr. Boone. If you'd accepted a fair price to guide us, none of this would have happened.
Daniel, would you mind?
And if you think you're going to get paid 1 penny, you're sadly mistaken. It'll take all our money just to get that wheel fixed and pay our expenses while we're delayed. And one thing more, what are those soldier boys doing following us?
Well, ma'am, those soldier boys just might save your scalp before we get back to Kentucky.
What exactly do you mean by that? Mr. Boone. Mr. Boone, wait a minute. Mr. Boone, do you hear me? Mr. Boone, I'm talking to you. I demand an explanation.
I might mean that we're carrying arms and ammunition in this wagon that a lot of people would like to have, including the Indians.
Indians?
Yes, ma'am.
You mean we're in danger and you're deliberately compromising our safety by taking us with you? We'll be much better off right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Ready to ride, men.
Ready, Daniel?
Hi, Thomas. How are you? I'd begun to wonder what had happened to you. I had to talk to take a long way around, so I passed those soldiers on the road.
Soldiers? What soldiers?
Captain and 8 men riding escort to that wagon.
Well, that's 9 soldiers plus Boone and the Indian.
They're 11 to our 9. You know, I don't fancy those odds.
No. But would you fancy our 9 to their 2? All we have to do is convince those soldier boys that they're needed at home.
How do you do that?
Fargo, how long have you been living in Boonesboro?
3 years.
And Boone thinks of you as an honest, upright citizen?
What are you getting at?
Well, if you told him something, he'd believe you.
Believe what? Now listen, I'm in this too deep already.
Well, you still do want that $100. And you'll get it, but, you're going to have to earn it.
I told you I'm not going to be part of any killing. I'm not going to do anything.
You'll do it. And you'll do it convincingly. Or you will be part of a killing.
Mrs. Wyman, I wanted to thank you. That food was delicious.
Thank you, Mingo.
That does it, Mr. Boone.
Livestock's been watered, all the wheels greased. Continued good luck, we'll be in Boonesboro this time tomorrow evening.
Well, I'm going to be happy that we roll through the gates of the fort with our cargo and skins in tight.
Mr. Boone, about our wagon. As soon as we've delivered Miss Fargo to her brother in Boonesboro, we'll be anxious to get back to Boston.
We have a good wheelwright in Boonesboro. He'll have your wheel rolling soon.
You mean he'd travel way out where we left the wagon just to fix a wheel?
That's right.
My. In the city, a man can't depend on anyone but himself.
Well, I suppose you're right, but it'd be a sad day out here when neighbors won't help each other in time of trouble.
Things are so much more simple here. A man knows his place more clearly.
Captain. Daniel, I'm mighty glad I run into you. Everybody's got to load up and move out right now.
Now, hold on a minute, Amos.
Mr. Boone, who is this man?
Amos Fargo, friend from Boonesboro. What is it?
Everything. There's no time for making overnight stops with the cargo you're carrying. The British are moving out of Fort 96 and marching into the valley.
Well, Captain, that's where my farm is. I gotta get to my family.
Lamb's in that valley too, Captain.
Not everyone's in.
That means Boonesboro's in danger, too. With the Indian tribes to the west house in the pay of the British.
Well, how'd you learn about this, Amos?
The courier rode through Boonesboro. He wanted every able-bodied man we could spare to make a stand against the Redcoats, but nobody's moving until you give the say-so.
Mr. Boone, I know I promised you an escort. This changes things considerably. I recognize the importance of this cargo to secure our flank on the frontier, but...
Well, I understand, Captain. Everybody has a desire to protect their own.
Good luck to you, Mr. Boone.
Captain.
Sergeant. Yes, sir. Break camp. We're heading for home. Get these men mounted. You 3 men are dismissed.
All right, man. Let's go. Man up.
Dig out, man.
Daniel, has it occurred to you that that courier may be a British trick to draw the soldiers off? To make it easier for someone to capture our cargo, it has. The British or anyone else with an eye for our precious arms and ammunition. A trick or not, we haven't a right to keep those soldiers, even if we could.
Oh, it didn't appear to me that he was lying. I suppose he could have been, though.
Well, either way, Amos, you had no way of knowing you did the right thing. Well, in any case, we'd best make the most of what we have and prepare for the worst. Well, I think the 3 of us can make a pretty good showing with all the rifles we have if we have to.
The 3 of us? I figured I'd go on back to the fort with word from you, Daniel.
Well, I reckon they will be anxious, all right, but they're just going to have to wait. Think you can drive this wagon, Amos?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
If there is anyone out there waiting to attack us, they'll have an easier time of it at night. Yes. With the soldiers gone, we'd be like sitting ducks here. There's a fair-sized cave up here in the hills not too far away if we can make it before dark. Well, the wagon's all hitched.
Mr. Boone!
Bye to you, sir. Bye, Captain Harper. Oh, Captain, how long will it take you to get back to your home?
Oh, 4 or 5 hours force ride if these horses hold out.
Well, it struck us that this just might be a trick. Make the wagon that much easier to capture.
I guess that could be possible. I don't see how I can take the chance that it isn't. If I were the only one concerned.
Of course not. But if you do find it as a...
I'll lead a fresh company of soldiers back here personally.
We'd appreciate that.
Goodbye again, Mr. Boone.
$5 hours there, 5 hours back. I doubt there'd be any of us left to appreciate anything. I'd feel a lot better if we 3 were the only ones. Oh, by golly, Amos, I almost forgot. We got a surprise for you.
Surprise?
Susan?
Amos!
Oh, you poor dear. I wanted to surprise you, but you look as though you'd seen a ghost.
What are you doing here?
I'm free, Amos.
But you were going back to England with Mr. Wingate unless we could save $300 to buy you freedom.
Yes, that's the way it was.
I already saved $200, but I could...
I know. But Mr. Wingate died, and in his will he gave me my freedom.
Then I don't need the other $100.
No. I'm free, Amos. I'm free.
Boss, your plan worked just like a charm. Didn't take those soldier boys 2 minutes to skedaddle out of there.
Could be a decoy move.
No. I trailed them for 3-4 miles. They ain't going nowhere but home.
No, it still bothers me. Oh, Boone doesn't fool that easily.
What about Boone, Ludi? That man ain't stupid. As soon as the soldiers left, he started breaking camp.
Well, that's perfect. Picking him off on the trail in the dark is going to make it real simple.
He headed right for that cave up on the Porcupine.
Oh, no doubt figuring to ford up there until morning.
Well, that makes it easier. We'll have them caught up there just like a possum up a tree. Now, it stands to reason they haven't got enough food or water to hold out very long.
Yeah, but long enough for that captain to find out that he's on a wild goose chase and then come back here to find out why.
Why don't we take him now?
That may require a bit of taking. Since he's decided to hole up in there, he must be smelling something in the wind. And then with all of those guns, gentlemen, Boone and the Indian could put up quite a battle.
Then there's that other man and the 2 women with him.
2 women and a man? You didn't mention that, Corbin.
Well, they weren't traveling with him when they left the Salem station. Changes the odds again, huh?
It does that, but perhaps to our advantage. Those 2 women could get in his way.
Yeah, and Fargo's in there with him. Maybe he can get the drop on Boone when we attack.
Yeah. One of the cardinal rules for men in our trade, gentlemen, is never put your trust in an informer.
Yeah.
However, Fargo or no, I'd say that we have Mr. Boone precisely where we want him. All right, get your horses, gentlemen. We're going to pay a call on Mr. Boone.
Put the powder in the cave. We'll use the heavy stuff to build a barricade.
Orders us around like cattle. Insists we stay in this cave and doesn't tell us why. We have a right to know. Ask him.
Oh, now, Martha, Mr. Boone...
Ask him.
Mr. Boone, my wife and I would like to know why those soldiers left so suddenly, and what did we come here for?
As I told you, it's just a precaution.
Yes, but against what?
I don't know. Maybe nothing. But if there's trouble, you'll know about it soon enough.
Susan, we've got to get away from here without them knowing.
What?
You're in great danger here.
What about the others?
There's nothing we can do to help the others. Our only chance is to get out of here before it starts.
Before what starts?
Shh.
Amos, what are you talking about?
Susan, just trust me now. Please. Come on.
Amos, what is it? Tell me.
Why don't you tell us all, Amos?
You've been acting strange ever since you got here. I think you'd better tell us why.
I sold out, Daniel. There was no courier. I was told to say that to draw the soldiers out.
Oh, Amos.
By whom, Amos?
Who bought you?
Simon Decker.
Decker? Don't you know who Decker is? He's trying to seize these rifles and this ammunition to give to the Shawnees to use against all the settlers in Kentucky.
No, I thought he only wanted them to sell for profit.
How could you?
Don't you see? I thought that you were leaving for England, that you'd be a bonded servant for the rest of your life unless I did something fast. There just wasn't any other way to raise that $100 in that amount of time.
It doesn't give you the right to risk other people's lives.
What's done is done. Now, how many men are with him?
I'm not sure. I saw about 8.
Does he know where we are?
I don't know.
It won't take him long to find us.
We better make the most of our time. Let's get some fires started.
Daniel, I'm a pretty good hand with the rifle.
I wouldn't know who you'd be aiming at, Amos.
Finished, Daniel?
All finished.
Not too soon. Someone's out there.
That'd be Decker. I'd rather be waiting for Indians or redcoats.
Oh, locked in with a room full of angry rattlers, for that matter.
Fires will keep him at bay for a while. He won't risk his skin unless he has to.
He knows they won't last all night. And if we move out to feed those fires,
pick us off with pleasure.
Traitor. Because of your greed and stupidity, we all may die.
Now, Martha, there's no good in it.
Yes, there is. And if there's any chance at all of stopping those cutthroats, he's the one to do it.
You leave him alone.
Leave him alone? Maybe I should thank him.
She's right, Susan. I'm responsible. If there were only some way to stop them.
There is. There is.
No, Martha.
You just keep out of this.
No!
Susan!
No!
Now listen. There's no other way. And there's no one else to do it.
Let him go.
God, he's gonna try to kill Decker.
That started, and Mrs. Wyman has started it. She's as good as killed Amos.
Now, Mr. Fargo. Now, where do you think you're going?
I gotta see Decker. All right, go.
Come for your blood money,
I want to talk to you in private.
Gentlemen, Mr. Fargo wants to talk in private. Now, Liddy. Well, you've earned your $100.
Boone knows you're coming after the wagon. He's ready and waiting.
How does he know that?
I told him.
Then you came back here?
We picked up some people on the trail.
There's a man and 2 women.
One of those women is my sister.
Oh, I see. Well, that is too bad. Why didn't you bring her out with you?
She didn't want to come.
Well, that was foolish of her, wasn't it?
I don't want anything to happen to her, Decker.
Of all the things in this world, what you want, Mr. Fargo, matters the very least. Your, 30 pieces of silver, Judas.
I didn't come for your money, Decker.
And how far do you think you'd get after you fired that?
After I shoot you, I don't care.
No, I think you really mean that. But you're going to have to shoot me in the back.
What difference? I die either way.
Now, that's a very sound argument. In that case, I suppose I'm going to have to deal with you. I'll tell you what, Mr. Fargo. Some people never learn. You can't beat a man at his own trade.
Any sign of him? Not yet. I'll stash a few of these rifles in the cave just in case. Can either of you two use a rifle?
I haven't fired one in quite some time.
Well, all you gotta do, cock it, aim it, and pull the trigger.
Are you asking us to help in the defense of your cargo?
No, ma'am, not my cargo, your lives.
Well, we have no quarrel with that man out there. If you want to fight him, you can just fight him yourself.
Why don't you give him the arms, Mr. Boone? Are they worth your life?
It's not just my life, Mr. Wyman. It's the lives of all the settlers on this frontier.
That's what you say. I don't believe you.
Well, I don't have time to convince you, but you better be ready to use this.
Mr. Boone, I'm a pretty good shot with a rifle. I'd like to offer my help.
Thank you, Susan. Daniel. What do you make of it? Well, I doubt that he's coming to tea.
Decker! What do you want? A talk. Perhaps we can strike a bargain.
I doubt that.
I'm alone and unarmed, Boone.
I doubt that, too.
Come on out where we can talk.
I can hear you just fine from where I am.
Eh? I told you he was too smart. All right, Boone. No more cat and mouse. I've got 8 rifles looking down your throat. When this fire burns down, we're coming in after you. Boone, if the lives of those women in there mean anything to you, you'll come out now. The only thing that interests me is this wagon load of arms, nothing else. All right. If you give yourselves up peaceably now, you'll all be free to go. Well, that's my proposition. Well, any questions?
Just one. How do you figure on getting back?
Boone, this is a flag of truce.
Well, now, I admit it looks like one, and if anybody but you were carrying it, I'd believe it. Why, Daniel, you rascal. Now, you just keep coming in a straight line between me and your boys out there, or I'll have to pull this trigger. Slowly.
men are still out there. When those fires burn down, they're coming and get you. All of you.
Well, there'll just be one less rifle fire. Now it's time up, Mingo.
Now you've done it. Now none of us will live.
That's right, ma'am. My boys aren't going to like this at all.
Where's my brother? Where's Amos?
He's dead. Now all of you are going to have to die, too.
All right, Decker.
You fool. You stupid, stupid fool!
Mr. Wyman, I'd appreciate it if you'd keep your wife under control.
Martha, please. We'd better go inside the cave.
Miss Fargo, I'm sorry. I just hope it works, Daniel. If it doesn't, it's likely there'll be too many of them for us. They'll pay the price for what they get. Miss Fargo, feel up to helping us?
I want to.
When I give you the word. Easy. Sorry. Come on, ease as hard as you can. But not until then.
Any minute now.
We're gonna fan out. Don't charge till I give the word.
You heard what I told Boone. The only thing that interests me is that wagon load of arms. I'd rather see no one die for it. But Boone, well, he'd sacrifice you all just to protect his precious guns. You know, when that fire burns down, and it's due to any time, my men are going to attack, and unfortunately, they're not going to be particular who gets killed. Of course, if I could just get out there to talk to them, all you have to do is cut me loose, and then let me take that gun, so I can get the drop on those two out there, and well, then I could protect any killing.
Don't listen to him, Martha. He'll say anything to get free.
Don't you see? We're in the same position, you and I.
You give us your word. You just take that wagon and go.
Yes, ma'am. Not a shot would be fired.
His word is no good, Martha. He's an outlaw.
Oh, sir, that's where you're wrong. I'm an agent for the British government. They're trying to stop this rebellion. The fact is, I'm being paid to prevent killing.
Maybe he's lying. Maybe he isn't. But if we don't free him, we'll certainly all die when his men attack.
There goes the fire, Daniel. Well, we can expect him any time now.
It's time. No. Let him sweat first. They'll be shooting at shadows.
It's so quiet out there.
Shh. They're coming before the storm.
You've waited like this many times before. Does it always seem so long?
Don't move an Boone. Guns down, both of you. Nice and easy.
You see, he could have fired the gun. He was telling the truth.
Could have fired once.
Clemen! Bring the men in! We're gonna have ourselves a turkey shoot!
Let's load the rifles.
Prepare to pull the strings, Stephen.
Expect us to go along with you in this terribly dangerous territory.
Martha!
We could all be killed.
Martha, be quiet. Just for once, be quiet. Now get inside and get your things together.
Yes, John. Yes, John.
What?
Well, it seems tonight the lamb has turned into a lion.
Mr. Boone?
Give up on me, miss. You won't be able to save me for the hangman. I'll die here. She seems very upset. I guess she never shot anybody before. That girl, she's Fargo's sister.
That's right.
It's very poetic. Boone,